Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comics. I am Tyler, and across the interwebs from me are Tad and Phil. Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh,
It's
it's
going going pretty good, I guess.
That's
Can't
good. That's
complain
good.
too much. Um, I'm gonna give a quick plug to anybody in the Minneapolis area, and I am um I should have thought about this before we started, because here I am forgetting the actual name of the place. Uh, Longtime friend Charlie Price has a print shop in Minneapolis called Art Price Studio, which is a
Mhm.
co-op. But for the last few days, and I'm certain that they'll continue tomorrow, they have turned it into pretty much full-time T-shirt, poster, uh, uh, resistance pamphlet printing operation. And so, like, anybody who needs any of those things or wants to help make any of those things, uh,
So,
you can find him on Instagram at Art by Price, or you can just show up at the shop
yeah.
at I'm pulling it up right now. It is 77 13th Avenue Northeast, Unit 202 in Minneapolis. Um,
Speaking of the Twin Cities, the Lieutenant Governor, Peggy Flanagan, was here in Laverne, my hometown, today.
mhm.
She was doing her rounds, so that was kind of cool. She was in the restaurant next to my shop, so I was very excited that she was there.
She didn't come in the shop.
No, no, it was a very hush hush thing.
Gotcha.
It was by invite only. They didn't want people to know she's touring small towns.
Yeah,
wow.
that's unfortunately reasonable.
It's weird. It's by weird invite only
Yeah,
to go to her speaking.
right, right. So, yeah, this is episode 219. Tyler,
Where has the time
does
gone?
does that
Yeah,
feel like an absurdly high number to you?
yeah, it does.
What
It's been a few years, Ted, since we
what
started doing this.
what if I told you that the interview I did last night was with Great Power 290?
Really?
Wow.
Wow. That's awesome. Good
So
job.
yeah, this will be best of 2025, part three. Start out with some news.
Mhm.
The Beat has a fantastic rundown of the Diamond bankruptcy 1 year later. San Diego Art Show caved to the woke mob and will not allow AI art in their art show.
Describe it
Previously,
as
they had
a
just said that you couldn't sell it. Now you can't
yeah.
even display it, all
You
because
know,
they caved to the woke mob.
I'd say it's
My
at least
tongue is firmly in my cheek, everybody. Bah,
as
bah, 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 bah. They
a bit of
cave to
a
the woke mob.
I was gonna
What?
call it a snooze mob because anyway, uh it was the fastest turnaround. I think I saw the story earlier in the day and then they
It
had
was it
reversed
was it
within
was
three
fast enough
hours.
that both stories were in the Beats morning email the next day.
Wow. Yeah. Um, and apparently, see, here's the thing. I was imagining that it was Artist Alley, but it's their art show, which is apparently
Yeah.
a separate thing.
It's much harder to enforce on Artist Alley, and yes,
Mm,
I would prefer that they do, but I think that it's more likely that Artist Alley and that sort of thing really winds up being more you'll make yourself an industry pariah.
I would hope so. I would hope that
I
people
mean,
don't do that sort
honestly,
of
if
thing.
if I had if I was somebody who even thought that doing AI art was a thing to do,
Yeah.
and I wanted to do, to sell it at a con,
Right.
I would buy a booth because I wouldn't want to be anywhere near the artists.
Right.
And I would make it clear that it was AI art
Yep.
because even in buying a booth and being more in the craft slash vendor market rather than, you just invite all sorts of trouble
Mm-hmm.
if you're not like totally on the up and up. And I say this understanding that like half the time when artists have been outed for using AI in recent memory, it's turned out it's things like when Adobe renamed some of their tools as AI tools. The
Mm-hmm.
lasso tool's been around forever. Just because it's sometimes called an AI lasso or whatever, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I've noticed that too in my Adobe stuff that like, things have changed.
right.
Um,
Like all AI is not equal. Like generative AI, bad and generally
yes.
noticeably bad.
Yeah.
Using
Six
a
fingers kind of bad.
quote, yeah, using a quote unquote AI tool that's really just software that's good at finding the edges of things.
Yeah.
That's kind of different.
Yeah, we've been using the lasso tool and now they've changed the name since the 90s. I mean, that's
Right.
ridiculous. So,
Right. And I don't have the energy to track down but like, it's why, particularly when I hear people get upset about AI usage in big comic stuff, it's like if you're not showing me something like crystal clear,
yeah.
if it's you heard something or there was some AI signature in the digital, like, yeah, because you can't buy Adobe software anymore. You rent Adobe software, so you don't control your metadata.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
I think in those instances it's oftentimes very clear just from the image when
It
it,
has gotten much better, but I know some of the early stuff, particularly with animation, where so much of, I mean, the reason like Pixar, like the line between computer animation and AI animation is a very fine one. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Pixar exists and can put out movies faster, and so many companies exist and can put out things faster because they made it so, okay, we can create a 3D model and then manipulate it rather than having to create each frame over and over again. And then we get even better at it. And rather than having to manipulate it by hand, we can give it a run command,
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. And like, so at what point does it become AI? Again, obviously when it's plagiaristic generative AI, but like I remember there was some Netflix movie that everybody was upset that like one of the and I don't remember which one. So like and I'll drop this in a second cuz I've already put more energy into it than I actually truly care. Um but oh my god, one of the effects companies used AI and like
Mm-hmm.
Netflix acknowledged it, but then described what to me didn't sound like AI. It sounded like software.
Yes, I agree. Like the idea of what AI is very broad, right? So,
It's very, I mean, and I'm all the more frustrated because like I work in education and everybody and their uncle's trying to sell AI into education and like I'm just going to say it, unless they're computer science teachers, teachers are not actually, as a group, particularly tech savvy. There are some that are very tech savvy, and there are many others that not so much.
Oh, I love
So
it, Ted. That's funny.
so like they don't know even the questions to ask to figure out what you're selling them. And that means that sometimes the people selling it to them aren't actually the I mean, I was in a training where like I had to stop asking questions because the trainer didn't know any of the answers.
Huh.
Hmm.
I also was not convinced that like I couldn't have described Oregon Trail without like actually naming it or using any of the obvious stuff like Mary has died of cholera and not
Sure.
had her think that it was AI. Because her definition of AI and the different things she talked about using only the term AI was that fucking broad.
Oh,
So she
I'm
was
like,
saying that anything involving computers was AI.
yeah.
essentially,
Yeah.
Goodness.
I mean, she was trying, I mean, like, she was trying to appear that she was saying other than that. I'm not certain that she understood that she was trying to appear that she was trying not to say other than that.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? I mean, Tyler probably understands better than I do, or you do, Phil, because he's probably been in more education trainings for tech, and you probably have had most of your tech trainings as tech trainings for tech people, so they know that if they're not up on the tech side, they're fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
For
pretty
for the education here, we've had to have trainings on how to log into such and such program,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
goodness.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
oh
That's
yes, we
sometimes a 40-minute training.
Wow.
yes, yes. It's no lie, Phil. Like
Yeah, I mean,
Tad,
I've been on the
it
side of that when I was at
Tad,
the library, but yes, goodness.
Tad is not exaggerating when he says teachers are not tech savvy as a whole.
Or at least
Oh,
there are just enough of them, and the older I don't want to say more prestigious. I mean, they might be more prestigious too, but that's not the word I'm looking for. They've got more institutional clout.
mhm.
So like if they walk out of the training not understanding it, then like all hell will break loose about it being a bad training. Whereas if 80% of the people are bored out of their mind for 50 of the 55 minutes of the training, but it took 55 minutes for the three people
Ah,
to learn this thing, that's
I
okay.
see. Goodness. All right. That is the most public school situation that I've
Yes,
heard about in a while.
yes, it's
Yeah,
absolutely true too.
we're
I,
gonna.
I love most things in public schools. Continuing education can be an interesting one.
Yeah.
True. Yep.
Continuing education can be an interesting one. So, anyway, what kind of week has it been?
Well,
Uh,
guys, let me tell you, in Minnesota here, I don't know if you guys have heard, but things have started to pop off.
we
Now,
we had Ryan Carey on last week, Tyler. I mean,
uh,
you didn't show up, but like
well, here, a lot has
Ryan
changed since
Ryan
Ryan
lives in
Kelly
that
was on.
neighborhood.
Yeah, but a lot has changed since then. It is like it is ground zero in just 3 hours from my doorstep.
Yeah.
Is it's insane, you guys.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I was on a friend of mine today had us switch to an encrypted Zoom rather
Wow.
than texting because it's relatively well known that all communications in the Minneapolis area are being monitored and
Wow.
they're kicking down doors of agitators.
Oh
Goodness.
yes, it is full on Gestapo, you guys. And I am the listeners out there that are not from this area or don't watch news, it's absolutely real. Like
Mhm.
the streets are being overrun by ICE, and Trump's now trying to bring in the full military.
And he hasn't quite pulled the trigger on that yet, but yeah,
No, but
it's
that's on the docket,
yep.
and my wife and I
They
are thinking of real contingency plans. I mean, this is
yeah.
not for us. This isn't just oh my God, this could happen someday. Right now, we're going, hey, do we need to bug out of here? I mean, you know,
Okay. Wow.
Right.
I mean, we both discussed it. You know, we would stay and fight in an instant, but with a 7-year-old daughter, we're like,
Yeah.
we don't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's understandable.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be too morose, but one of the things I was talking about with my therapist today is like I love that the courts are saying no to things, and I love the people who hope and think that that might be enough. Um, but like at some point, there needs to be a significant contingent of the Republican Party, like significant contingent of the Republican Party
Mm-hmm.
that actually stands against him and them really at this point. I mean, really, like, given what's going on in Minneapolis right now, there are three ways for it to end. For Trump, Miller, etc., to somehow decide that they don't want to do it anymore
Mm-hmm.
feels very, very unlikely.
Correct.
For enough Republicans in the House and Senate to decide that they're going to impeach and they're going to convict, and they're not just doing it with Trump. They're doing it with Trump, Hegseth, Rubio, Vance, Bondi, Patel. Like
The whole
they
group.
are decapitating the top.
Yeah.
And then for them to have decapitated far enough down in the Department of Justice that they actually will seek out the arrest warrants, and that they'll have decapitated far enough down in the FBI that they will seek out, or that they will exercise the arrest warrants, and that ICE, Border Patrol, and many of your local sheriffs, which are the part that get left out the most, follow the law at that point.
Right.
Or we can have armed conflict. Now, of the three at this point, I hate to say it, but like the armed conflict seems most likely, but I don't even know what that looks like.
I mean, yeah, right now it's just small skirmishes popping up here and there around Minneapolis, but
Well, but
pretty
they're
soon
not
it's
skirmishes. They're people
you're
who
right.
threw snowballs having the shit beaten out of them by people with guns. That's
Yes,
not a
but I'm saying
skirmish.
I meant more so the size of each thing happening. It's not
Yeah.
there's a
And
lot of
and
cells of violent activity happening.
and,
That's
and
what I'm saying.
I meant the nation, or the I was in a history class this week where the teacher differentiated between nation, which is a group of people with shared language, and customs, and state, which is, the sovereign set of agreed borders and laws and whatnot. If the state, the big state, if the United States pushes the world enough, we're going to find out what it's like to be the center of a war.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if we're in a position where a civil war is that likely. I think
so.
Well, no, because I haven't seen enough evidence that like enough of the actual military would side against the government or even against ICE, etc. And that none of the mercenaries are siding against, Blackwater's not siding against the government, etc.
Correct.
And, so like all of the weapons, or at least enough of the weapons that it doesn't matter otherwise, unless other countries get involved, are all on one side right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the type of thing that keeps me up at night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I do want to emphasize to any of our younger listeners, or even just to Tyler and Phil, who I didn't want to like ruin your evening and give you gloom and doom. I both have great hope that we will get through to the other side and be a better nation for it. And while I can't envision what that miracle will look like, I believe in miracles, if not necessarily the directly divinely created ones. I am certain that there are options that I can't imagine, that I have not imagined, that could still see us through to the other side without massive bloodshed. And I both pray and have great hope that one of them is what we see. But I don't blame the people who are scared shitless right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It just means they're paying attention. And I really wish more of them had been paying attention 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 20 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of this writing has been on the wall for a long time.
I couldn't vote 20 years ago.
I understand, but there are many people alive who could.
Yeah, that's true. And I absolutely agree that,
And many of the things that have been done that have led us to this point haven't even been Democrat or Republican. So, or specifically only Democrat,
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Is that
Barack
there's
Obama also failed to close Guantanamo or get rid of Section 702 or shut down the drone program.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton signed the crime bill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, back to comics. Comics are way better. I really didn't mean to go that long. Tyler, you had to tell us how bad it was, and then I just went more how bad it was.
Even worse how bad it was.
But you know what's good?
What?
Or what looks really, really good? Comics, the magazine. The comic book magazine you demanded is here. Do you love comics? Do you want to read more comics that you will love? Do you wish there was a magazine you could pick up every month that also loves comics? Well, my dudes, all your wishes have finally come true. How to make absolute Batman. That's right. we're kicking things off with the hottest book of the century, with a look at the past, present, and future of Nick Dragotta and Scott Snyder's absolute masterpiece, featuring interviews with the creative team and insane cover by Nick and Comics the Magazine art director Rico Renzi. Comics the Magazine is everything you ever dreamed of and more. Want to find out about the next big thing before the internet even knows? Want to discover the secrets behind the big comics you love and the indie darlings you have yet to read? How about the interviews with people who make the work that excites you? Actual comics exclusive to the magazine. Maybe there's a comic creator who seeks external validation from actual sales numbers. All this and more in each and every issue of Comics the Magazine. The next big thing is finally here. Key selling points? Look at that absolute Batman cover. Creator interviews about what you do read, features on what you should read, staff picks on what you will read, actual comics you can read, power ranking with real sales data, maybe a price guide, possible art instruction and classified, comic size to fit on store racks. And this is Comics with an exclamation point, the magazine, edited by Adam with an exclamation point, Freeman, who hopefully I can get to come back on the show and talk about it, because Comics the Magazine sounds a lot like 22 Panels, the podcast.
So funny. Comics, the magazine. Just like you weren't just being a weirdo. Oh, electric chair.
I had to lighten the mood after
I think I picked this one. This is
oh, you did. Yep,
even
you did.
even zanier than I thought it would be. This is Electric Chair by Adam Falp, a one-man comics anthology featuring 36 pages of brain-melting psychedelia. Tune in and drop out to comic strips featuring cartoonists, back-issue dealers, and Lou Reed. It's going to be in stores March 25th with a final order cutoff of February 16th.
I should have mentioned Comics the Magazine. Comics!
Comics!
Final order cutoff of February 2nd, in stores on March 4th.
All right, The Exorcism at Buckingham Palace, #1. Let's scroll down a little bit, Ted. All right, from Hannah Rose May and Kelsey Ramsey comes the next installment in the Dark series that dared to possess a nation. First it was America, now England. It's 5 a.m. at 10 Downing Street. The Prime Minister gets a call that bolts him upright out of bed. The royal family has been lost at sea. Parliament and Buckingham Palace explode with action in the aftermath. Some suspect the prince and his wife, the princess, were attacked. I read that wrong. Some suspect the prince and his wife, the princess, were attacked. Others whisper their tragedy was the result of a long-standing family curse. This is going to be in shops. I gotta look at my thing here. Final order cutoff is February. Yeah, final order cutoff February 2nd. Be in shops March 11th. Again, this is Kelsey Ramsey and Hannah Rose May from IDW.
Yeah, I liked Exorcism at 1600 pens, so
yes,
that was also Hannah Rose May. So, alrighty,
all right, that is me. Frankenstein New World, The Speed of Darkness, #1. Called by Liz Sherman and Visions to save the new world, Frankenstein and Legia begin using Vril energy to try and find her, but the Earth is being corrupted by a parasitic and powerful evil, and their time to stop it is running out. This third mini-series of Frankenstein New World features return of creative team Mike Mignola and Christopher Golden, Thomas Singowski, Peter Berting, Michelle Madsen, and Clem Robbins taking readers to a future as dangerous as it is enchanting from the world of Hellboy.
A Quiet Place, Storm Warning #1 from Phil Hester. Let's see here. The world ended in a hush. The creatures came for the cities first. But in Pearl, Iowa, a tiny town on the Mississippi, the mayor and townsfolk believe that's someone else's problem. Cut off from the chaos of the coast, they think they can ride out the storm. But Fire Chief Lonnie Fry knows better. The creatures that hunt by sound are coming west, and unless the people of Pearl take drastic action, silence won't save them. It'll bury them. Like I said, Ryan Kelly and Phil Hester from IDW will be final order cutoff of February 2nd in Star Wars March 11th.
All righty, time for some. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to pull up my last. I thought I hadn't read enough things.
I don't recall you did.
And this one's cool looking. Rafael Garcia, Henchman, #1 from Peter Murrieta, David Schrader, and Ben Herrera. What if life in a supervillain organization was less like James Bond movie and more like working at Walmart corporate? Rafael Garcia, Henchman, brings the old familiar tropes of a dark workplace comedy by way of brand new cinematic superhero universe. Yeah. The Office with the slacker absurdity of Stripes. If the general in charge was more like Lex Luthor. In final order cutoff is February 23rd, in stores March 18th. Some graphic novels.
That is The Court Charade from Flore Vesco. Art by Kiris. How do you say that? Kiris Scott from Abrams. From the New York Times bestselling illustrators of Beauty and Beautiful Darkness comes a fleet, tongue-in-cheek adult fairy tale graphic novel where love is found in the least likely places and nothing is quite what it seems. This light-hearted, sharply witted adult fairy tale is a delightful and quirky take on toxic workplaces with a dash of Puss in Boots, style antics, and a little romance thrown in for good measure. Serene is a poor but plucky daughter of a sickly nobleman who must make her way in the royal court to avoid being married off once her father dies. Although she is illiterate and owns only one dress, she manages to charm her way into the fickle queen's good graces. But the royal court is not a kind place for a country bumpkin. Silly, sweet, Serene must smarten up if she wants to survive the queen's fits of pique, the court lady's gossip, and the royal advisor's evil schemes. With nothing but her wits and the help of the friendly, handsome torturer's apprentice, can she find a way to save her job, save the kingdom, and find true love along the way? Or will she be forced to play the fool? Final order cutoff is February 9th on this book. It'll be in stores March 25th.
My birthday.
From Abrams. Yep.
Creased comics from Brad Neely. Hungry bridge trolls, limousine werewolves, and other absurd characters populate these delightfully irreverent gag cartoons from the golden days of webcomics. Didn't know I was ever going to read that sentence. The
golden days. I was just going, wait, there are golden days already? Wow. What are we in the silver age right now of webcomics?
Beginning at the dawn of the new millennium. The animator Brad Neely materialized as one of the funnier voices on the internet. YouTube hits like the foul-mouthed George Washington, his demented audiobook retelling of Harry Potter and Wizard People, dear readers, and the alarmingly prescient Adult Swim TV show China, Illinois, starring the voices of both Greta Gerwig and Hulk Hogan. All reveal how Neely captured a kind of freewheeling online spirit that is fading fast. So this is gathered for the first time, along with his reflections upon his work. Creased Comics is a portal into a truly individual creative mind and a snapshot of some of the best days for webcomics. This is from New York Review Comics and in stores on March 31st with a final order cutoff of February 16th.
All right, next up is Hide and Seek by Naono Yoshiko. Little Hishori, so embarrassed about the hand-knitted wool pants his grandmother forces him to wear. Sweet Mari, so jealous about her baby sister. Cute Sachiko, so worried about the iron she forgot to turn off before leaving on a family trip. Normal human feelings, understandable mistakes, leading to horrific disaster and scarring regret. If you assume childhood is golden for everyone, you're wrong. Dead wrong. From the back pages of otherwise bright and sunny shoujo magazines comes Hide and Seek, a collection of 12 tales of trauma by Naono Yoshiko from the early 1970s, with an essay by the author narrating her unique career in manga and the stories behind her emotionally indelible comics. Hide and Seek is the seventh volume of Smudge, a line of vintage horror, occult, and dark fantasy manga curated and translated by award-winning historian Ryan Holmberg, published by Living the Line. That's going to have final order cutoff of February 23rd, in stores March 25th. From is it Uncivilized?
Well, it's Living the Line. It's from Living the Line. It will be distributed through Uncivilized because
Gotcha.
Living the Line is very tied up in the diamond hoo-ha.
Yikes.
And Uncivilized is
Hey,
helping
Ted.
out.
Can I ask you to go on to yours next? I got to use the restroom really quick.
Well, fine.
All
We'll
right.
come back to Last Call to Leave Earth when Tyler's done peeing.
Yes, I got to pee. Can you hear me?
He hasn't learned to bring a urinal with him to
Unlike some members of this podcast.
Well, I mean, it's just because your wife doesn't let you back into the house.
Gets cold out there.
So before we talk about the Last Call to Leave Earth, we'll talk about The Outsider, a secret history of comics unearthed within this moving biography of legendary comic artist Bernard Krigstein. Comics in the 1950s is a nowhere medium for journeymen and artistically frustrated illustrators. Certainly, that's what Bernie Krigstein, a comics artist and out-of-step painter, slumming in the sleazy comics industry to make ends meet, thinks. What starts as an escape attempt from a rut of cranking out comics takes successive leaps into tales of labor, organizing, and fighting tenaciously to realize the artistic potential of the medium. The Outsider is both a bird's eye view of the comic book industry in the 1950s and an intimate portrait of one of its most militant artists, Joseph D'Esposito. Explores the Jewish roots of comics and its lineage of Black women and other unsung heroes, such as Matt Baker, a Black pioneer of the graphic novel. In the political hotbed of post-war America, the personal and the political weave vertiginously, culminating in Master Race, written by Al Feldstein and elevated into one of the few serious early comics works by Krigstein's formal innovations.
All right, I'm back. Just wanted to let you know I'm back.
I saw that. And then the beating heart of Krigstein's journey is his wife, Natalie, a multifaceted character who grapples with competing roles as steadfast partner, postpartum mother, ambitious writer. Other friends and foils include Stan Lee, Harvey Kurtzman, and Robert Kanigher. The Outsider is a story about dedication, frustration, ambition, anger, integrity, the 1950s comic book industry, all told in vivid strokes of melancholic blue. This is FOC of February 9th and in stores on April 21st.
All right, now we're going to go back to Last Call to Leave Earth from Cassio. I'm going to mispronounce this, but Ribeiro from Mad Cave. Rita, Carlos, and Lucas were merely friends until a pivotal moment changed everything. They photographed what many in the small town of Cambinho de Anta believed to be an alien. Years later, Rita, now thriving as a professional photographer, returns to discover the truth behind that fateful day and its effects on their lives and the community. A troubled photographer, a fame-seeking UFO enthusiast, and a local cult member are all in pursuit of answers. But what they find could be more extraordinary than they ever anticipated. This is going to be in stores, or excuse me, Final order cutoff of March 2nd, in stores March 25th. And this is from Mad Cave.
All right, then there's Space Relic Hunters from Ludovic Grun du Bois, an exciting new space opera of blockbuster proportions from the creators of Warship Jolly Roger and On Mars. After an interplanetary religious war that devastated the galaxy 200 years earlier, four gods, nicknamed the Great Quartet, decided to build a new empire. They established a violent and oppressive dictatorship, annihilating all forms of religion other than that devoted to their own worship. The divine legions were created to enforce this order, but despite their surveillance, different species of aliens continued to secretly worship their ancient gods. The situation gave rise to a galactic market in alien relics linked to many now banned religions. That means smuggling and the birth of relic hunters. Aspiring up-and-comer Sia, a human, and Little Mercer, a masked alien of unknown origin, are among the best relic hunters in the galaxy, and they've joined for a new mission by Vitellius, a former centurion who deserted the Divine Legions. It's going to be final order cutoff of February 23rd in stores March 18th. From Oni? Yep, from Oni Press.
Mm-hmm. All right, DC Pride. We got collections. Sorry about that. DC Pride, The Heart Wants. From it just says from various artists and writers, but DC's award-winning annual Pride hardcover collection returns, written by Tim Sheridan, Vita Alea, Josh Trujillo, Sam Meggs, Maya Houston, Judd Ellison, S. Doyle, Jenny Blake, and more. Art by Emilio, is it Pilio? Skylar Partridge, A.L. Kaplan, Mark Sarin, Vincent Cecil, and more. When a 100-year-old queer speakeasy turned bar turned restaurant and community space in Gotham announces that soon will be closing its doors, the generations of patrons come to pay their respects, including Alan Scott, the Green Lantern. After all, this is the place where he and his first love, Johnny Ladd, long ago carved their names into the basement wall before it all went to hell. And a love lost is never a love forgotten. But they weren't the only ones to put their names in the wall over the years. And suddenly, queer heroes, villains, and civilians alike from across the DCU. The Question, Midnighter, and Apollo, Harley Quinn, Green Lantern, Joe Mulling, Bunker, Connor Hawk, and Blue Snowman among them, did find themselves spirited away to strange alternate dimensions that seemed to provide everything they could possibly want, but at what cost? In this oversized story of interweaving narratives, the vanished will need to come together and look into the very depths of the star heart. Is that what it says? Star heart itself, if they hope to escape that which ensnares them in this triumphant and timely story of community amid chaos. I'm going to stop reading. My voice is going out on that one. This is going to be final order cutoff of March 2nd and in shops May 26th.
All righty. Oh, that was the first of the collections, wasn't it? We're already nearing the end of the collections. Cool. The Last Voyage of Sinbad from Richard Corbin and Jan Sternad. If you want to know all about this, go listen to some of our old heavy metal book clubs because it was collected in heavy metal. So we've talked about it. A drunken Sinbad runs afoul of an evil djinn, launching him into an epic adventure where, alongside a mysterious and sensuous woman, he battles monsters and the living dead to salvage his immortal soul. It's Sinbad's final and greatest voyage. This is final order cutoff February 23rd, in stores May 26th. Which one was yours?
There it is.
There you go.
I see it.
It's Orla From John Lees and Sally Cantorino, Orla is a rom-com creature feature mashup about a lovely woman struggling to navigate the Seattle singles scene when sometimes turning into a man-eating monster. Orla Bard is an antique restorer, romance novel enjoyer, and keen birder who has a secret. She is afflicted with the Ick, a monstrous entity dwelling inside her who violently emerges whenever Orla feels too stressed, angry, or afraid. She is unable to rid herself of this curse, and the Ick needs to feed. So Orla has decided to use her powers to help other women by removing the worst men from the dating pool. But when she finally meets a guy she actually likes and finally has a chance at a love story of her own, will she be able to keep her inner monster under control? Final order cutoff of February 9th in stores March 4th from Mad Cave.
Righty.
Dun, dun.
So, final order cutoff on Monday, January 26th. We have Animan by Anouk Ricard, drawn and quarterly, in stores March 18th. The College Try from Olivia Quartaro Briggs and Roberta Ingranata from Maverick Mad Cave, in stores February 18th. The Damnation of Charlie Woodward from Christina Blanche, Chris Carr. Chi at SourcePoint Press. I forgot to put in which day it's in stores. Death Fight Forever, #1 from Andrew McLean. Alexis Zrit at Image Comics, in stores February 18th. End of Life #1 from Kyle Starks and Steve Pugh at Vertigo DC, in stores February 18th. Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre #1 from Fred Kennedy, James Edward Clark, and Mad Cave, in stores February 18th. Hot or Not from Jessica Campbell at Drawn and Quarterly, in stores March 18th. Lenore, Curse of the Bibi Yaga from Roman Dirge and Titan Comics, in stores February 18th. Muppets Noir #1 from Roger Landridge at Dynamite, in stores February 18th. And White Sky #1 from William Harms and Jean-Paul Mavringa at Image Comics, in stores February 18th. Crowdfunding right now, we have Epic, the super teen action comedy from Tyler James and Matt Zolman on Comics Tribe through Kickstarter until January 31st. Negative Burn, the anthology from Joe Pruitt et al. On Zoop through February 5th. Leaded Gasoline, a grindhouse horror comic from Patrick Kindlin and Lorenzo Ree at Halo 8 through Kickstarter until February 6th. And Growing Up on the Spectrum from Tess Langston at Oneshi Press on Kickstarter through February 12th. A couple of fantastic Hundle bundles, Lone Wolf and Cub and Other Manga Classics by Koike. $18 will get you 63 volumes of manga, including all of Lone Wolf and Cub, all of Samurai Executioner, all of Lady Snowblood, all of Path of the Assassin. Fantastic deal. Supports the Hero Initiative, available through January 23rd. And then also the Dynamite character crossover comics. So like Army of Darkness and something, and Vampirella and something, and that sort of thing. $18 for 57 items. Now this is kind of weird because some of them are like issue 1 is an item, issue 2 is an item, issue 3 is an item. So 3 items for 3 issues, and some of them are volumes 1 through 7 are only 1 item.
That is quite the difference.
And I didn't feel like going to figure out like how many pages you were gonna get, but it's a crap ton of comics.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to support the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund and available through January 28th. So only an hour in this time. Let's talk 3 amazing books.
Oh, is that all we're in? Is an hour right now?
Yeah, about that.
Hey,
Maybe less.
Did you guys see my text in the text chain?
Yes,
I said,
we laughed.
we're gonna stay concise, right?
Yep. Yeah. Well, we were gonna be concise last week, and we went almost 3 hours, didn't we?
It was quite a while.
That's brutal.
Well, this is what happens when you have somebody who's literally in the neighborhood between George Floyd and Renee Good as your
Yeah, I
We
mean, we're
didn't talk
talking blocks
comics.
apart, man.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
eventually we
and
did.
Ryan Carey lives in between.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Um. So yeah, we. I mean, I guess we eventually got to comics a little bit in a general sense.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think it started with, do you ever feel bad that you still read comics with everything going on in the world right now?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
kind
the
of.
answer was definitely not because,
Right.
yeah.
Right. So my top book of the week, it was so good. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, The Rite of Spring, #5 from Patrick
Yes.
Horvath at Heidi W. Tyler is nodding his head. Oh man, the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that Samantha is going to be in DCKO?
No, that's crazy. That's
The
awesome.
she's in the boss fight issue. There is a Samantha Joker cover for the DCKO boss fight.
Oh, that's gonna be a good matchup. Boom.
Right, right.
She's gonna
Uh,
slice his head
I
off.
I have totally fallen in love with Francesca Perillo and Stefano Cardicelli and their new book, Where Does the Rainbow End? #1
I
started
bought
this
that.
week.
I just bought that too, and I haven't
Oh,
read it yet.
so
Was it
good. I
good?
mean,
Okay.
you probably remember, what was it? The robot love story was
Yeah.
the first one that got released U.S. side that I just like. I read on a whim and went, "Holy shit, this is good."
Yeah.
And I've read
So I'm
everything
I'm
from them
glad to know
since.
that where does the rainbow end is worth it because I have it in
Oh
my
yeah.
pile. But
Oh, it was so good,
yeah,
so good. As was Babs, The Black Road South, #1 from Garth Ennis and Jason Burrows at Ahoy, which had Babs and her partner um karaoke rapping for like 5 pages, among other things. I mean, also carnage and mayhem and that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, it was fucking awesome. So Phil, take a walk.
I'm too tired to walk, man. It's past my bedtime. I'm just gonna say that I really loved Die Loaded #3 this week. It was fantastic. Loved the extra gods rules about them in the back, and yeah, I it's been a heck of a roller coaster. And that I started reading From Hell today, so that's should go pretty
Cool,
well.
cool.
have you not read it before?
No, this is the first time.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to
Okay.
remind me the other thing that I have to read, and I
It's
may or may not find the time to reread it From Hell
yeah.
again because
Uh
it's not a short read.
no, it's not. Certainly. Yeah, I'll have to go with you on that.
Yeah, yeah. So, Tyler, have you read any One Piece this week?
No, but I watched the live animation or the live action, excuse me,
Oh,
on Netflix, and I was not as thrilled with it as the hype.
well, see, I not only did not read any One Piece this week, I didn't watch any live action or any anime One Piece this week either. So
Okay. All right. Well,
you got
I'm
me.
ahead because
Yeah,
I got
you're
to see how
ahead.
they did the live action, and it
You're totally
some character.
ahead.
Oh man, you know what? They didn't even try with Usopp's nose. That character didn't the character they used didn't have the big nose at all, which is huge for me. I think that needed to be part of his character. So, I thought that was weird.
All righty. So, Phil, any manga this week?
No, it was unfortunately
You
no. I've
you
been
were trying
crazy
to
busy.
have that just you were trying to have me just slide by you, weren't you?
Yep.
I saw you I saw you suck back into the shadows.
Yeah, that's why he turned his lights off. You look like you're like a godfather waiting to deliver bad news to your lieutenants. You know, hey, you guys.
Who's
Oh,
sleeping with the fishes?
Yeah,
Um,
that's
you
me.
got
I'm
like a
about to sleep with them fishes.
you have a little light on your forehead. It's very mysterious.
Mhm.
All right. After taking a week off to vent and find ourselves, even though this week has only been, I'm going to say 3% better than last week, and
Three. Oh,
that only because there has been enough resistance countering the insanity to make me feel like, hope is possible. Um, so yeah, let's get back to the best
let's get
of
back to comics.
2025.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up, starting with best graphic novel. Phil, what's your
Mhm.
three?
My three is Hello Sunshine by Kesey Young from Little Brown Ink. This is, a thick tome
Look at
about.
Tyler not following the rules. What what
I'm reading
Oh,
it on my own side of the screen, because I am following
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So, uh,
No, I just noticed something. I'll give you a hard time about it in a second.
I was planning
Sorry,
on
I
giving
didn't
him a
mean
hard
to.
time about it too. It's okay.
I didn't mean to interrupt Phil.
To be honest, I still need to read this one. I asked the comic shop, and they couldn't get it through their distributors, so I've got to go to other means that aren't Amazon. But
Which
I've
one?
I've been like, Hello Sunshine. I've been looking forward to it for a while though, so
Oh,
it's definitely, and I've heard nothing but great things. So
gotcha.
yeah.
So
what am I
my
not
third
following
book.
along, Ted? I'm sorry.
I'll give you a second. We'll get. I'll get that when we get to you. I'll say so. Um, because it will be abundantly obvious when we get to you. Um,
Okay.
Kid Maroon from Christopher Cantwell and Victor Santos at Vault, which I had really wanted to be my best among my best miniseries of last year, but it got pushed back and then released all as a graphic novel. So it got to be among my best graphic novels of this year. Um, this was just good on so many different levels. It was just a fun crime story, but then like every layer you peel away looking at it, it just has more and more socio-political commentary and human condition commentary. And yeah, um, I need to give it another read. It deserves so many reads, and I've so far only given it two, and that needs to be fixed. Um, yeah, Kid Maroon, Christopher Cantwell, Victor Santos at Vault Comics. So, Tyler, have you figured out what I'm going to give you a hard time about yet?
No, I
All
don't know what
right.
you're talking about.
So, what is your number three original graphic novel?
The number three one or the one I was going to say first?
Doesn't matter to me. In fact, either side will make this point.
Yeah, you said that I didn't read them.
No,
Oh,
no. Tell us your pick, and then Phil knows where I'm going, so he'll give you a hard time.
okay? Out of Alcatraz, Chris Cantwell and Tyler Crooks.
Which this is an amazing, amazing, amazing limited series.
Oh, oh, oh.
It was 5 issues.
Okay, I bought it as. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that because I bought it. Okay, same
Mhm.
way.
Mhm.
I'm gonna guess same with my other one.
Only
Bug
one of them.
Wars.
Only
Bug
one of them.
Wars.
Bug
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wars.
yeah.
yeah. I'm
Spectators is
sorry, guys.
legitimately a graphic novel.
I'm sorry,
Physically.
guys. I am out of the loop
It's
on those
totally
series.
okay,
So
Tyler.
I just picked them up, and I assumed that they were standalone
That's funny.
editions. I'm sorry.
That's
I
understandable.
mean, you didn't manage to make it to the interview, but we had Chris and Tyler on before Out of Alcatraz started. I
That's funny.
sent you, I sent you reader copies of the
I
first
know,
three
Ted.
issues.
I do
I
not have.
remember when it was coming out.
I have no time to read that stuff. And
I get it.
when it was coming
This
out, I was literally opening my shop. I wasn't
no,
reading anything
no,
then.
this is totally anybody out there who wanted to know how hard it is to open a comic shop, how much work goes into it. This right here
Yep,
Yeah.
is
it's
the
understandable.
example.
So
And
both of these
you know what?
series, listen to
I
this.
have zero problem with you having done Out of Alcatraz because it was amazing, and I
Yeah.
hated leaving it off my limited series um thing.
Okay.
And by
Ty-
the way, Phil, you're
Mhm.
not going to be without like
Oh, I've prepared myself.
okay
I think it's a theme that I am thumbing my nose at tradition, but
at
I have
rules.
reason. Yeah, I have. We'll get there. We will most
Okay,
So
certainly get there.
so the
okay.
Out of Alcatraz. So both of these series that I were series and not graphic novels. Um, I missed the series when they came out. I
That's
totally
fair.
did because I wasn't
That's
really
fair.
buying comic books for a few
No,
months,
no,
Mm.
that's fair.
and so I
That's
didn't
fair.
realize that. I feel dumb now, but
No, you
No,
shouldn't. I just had to give you a. I mean,
all right.
I haven't read the trade paperback, so what I don't know is did they put the covers in between the chapters?
No.
Because oftentimes when you're reading a trade paperback, when you get to the next chapter, it's like the cover of issue two.
Oh, you know what? Maybe they did. I don't know. I don't know. I it's maybe they
I'm
did.
sorry, I didn't mean to make this beat up on Tyler Day.
Well, anyway, Out of Alcatraz, you
Tyler is
guys.
running a successful comic shop in Laverne, Minnesota. If
You
you're
know,
anywhere nearby,
just doing the
the
social
Nexus
media part of
Vault.
it takes so long.
he's just making the argument that it reads better in trade. That makes it a graphic novel, right, guys?
Sure, okay.
Okay. But Out
Yeah.
of Alcatraz, pick it up. Chris Cantwell and
Oh,
Tyler
it's
Crooks.
fantastic. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Um,
My number two, which is also the second time I've mentioned this one, is Anzuelo by Emma Rios from Image Comics. It's so good that I'd mention it twice. If you haven't read it, definitely pick it up. Incredible watercolors, incredible
oh,
artwork.
fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic book. My number two, and I hate that this is my number two. I want this to be number one, but I want the next book to also be my number one, and one of them had to come in second. Um, so my number two is Meredith McLaren's just brilliant, like why it's YA, but I put it like more on the adult side of YA. I mean, a lot of people hear YA and they think middle grade, and YA isn't really middle grade. YA is supposed to be like high school, college, and I would say that this is like junior and high school, college type audience. And mostly also like just because of the unspoken rules of marketing, YA is also like, oh, this would be literature if the protagonist was male.
Mm.
Have you noticed that, Phil? I know
Not
Tyler and I
always,
have
but
talked about it a couple of times.
I could I
Uh-huh.
can I could definitely I could definitely see it.
But Meat Eaters by Meredith McLaren is uh, uh coming of age horror story, bullying story, just so many layers. And like Meredith McLaren is one of my favorite artists to begin with, and this book is just next level from her. I love it. Everybody should pick it up from Oni Press. This one, which is also a fantastic graphic novel, Tyler, so I'm proud of you, is a
Yeah.
graphic novel.
Oh man, if you want some titillating
Definitely not
reading,
YA.
no, it is definitely not YA. My wife happened to see what I was reading, and she goes, "What? What is that?" And I said,
Is
"It's
it
Spectators."
like
And
when my wife looks over my shoulder at the wrong time when I'm reading a
yeah,
Gilbert Hernandez comic?
yeah, that's exactly right.
Why
And
are
she's
there
like,
so many boobs on the page?
"Yeah."
Because these women have
Peggy was like,
boobs.
she's like, "You're not even trying to hide it anymore." So, Spectators from Brian K.
Yep.
Vaughan and Nick Henriksen. Henrichon? I don't know.
Nico.
Did I write it wrong? Oh, I wrote
You
Nick.
did. And
Oh, Nico from
Nico
Image.
Henrikon.
Henriksen. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Spectators is
Oh yeah,
awesome.
that book's fucking
Yeah, it was really good.
amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I had a good time with it. I had it on my list for a while. Um, but ultimately,
I had been reading it through the Substack,
uh,
and I got to a point where it's like I have to stop reading a couple of pages a week
yeah,
because this is too great of a big story. I need to wait for them to be done. And I
it'd
kept
be
paying for it,
yeah,
but not reading it.
it'd be so different
Um,
to read like that.
no.
I can't imagine
I
Wouldn't
it.
it?
did I
Exactly. It'd be
did
like,
I did read it immediately when they finished it, which was like a year before it came out to like purchase as a as an item. I mean, initially I actually because they were having a weekly release of whatever Nico had gotten done in that week, which would be anywhere between like 1 and 4 pages, right? Um, because it was what he finished in the week, not, you know, as Tyler knows for certain, and Phil's probably starting to pick up, particularly the artists that do everything, might do pencils on a batch of pages and then go back and do inks on a batch of pages and then they go back and do
Yep,
colors on a batch of pages. They don't necessarily work exclusively one page at a time. Um,
definitely. Yeah.
but and then they'd like put together a PDF every 100 pages or so, something like that. Um, so initially it's like I when they put together the bigger ones I'd read it, but like after I'd read the first half I'm like I need to just wait. I need to make myself wait cuz it drives me nuts not knowing, and I have to go back and reread it again because there's so much layered and so much that yeah, this was so good, Tyler. And here I am taking over your spot talking about your book. What did you love about this book?
boobs. No, it was good.
Boobs. It was just the boobs for Tyler.
No, I'm sorry. No, it was good. Brian K. Vaughan is one of the best. So,
He is.
yep. All right.
Yeah, so my question to you, Tad, is have you read my number one pick?
I have.
You have? Oh, okay.
I read it the day it came out.
Really? Okay. I thought this one slipped by you.
I had it be my book of the week on 22 panels that week. You
Oh, there
must
we
have
go.
failed to listen.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean it
I
was
thought I
before
was here
you
for
were
that.
hosting.
Was it? Yeah, it must have
Yeah.
been. Okay. But yeah, it came out at Reversal by Alex DeCampi, Skylar Patridge, Kelly Fitzpatrick, and Hassan Otsmane-How. Uh, see, I picked it up a while back, but just read it, and it was fantastic.
I
Really
mean,
dug through it.
I
honestly,
have not read it, so I'm gonna pick it up.
Oh, it's super good.
it has been long enough that I had thought it was last year.
Oh, you thought it was 2024?
Yeah, when I saw it on your list, I'm like,
It's
did that
early
come out
this year,
this
though.
year? Maybe it
No,
came
yeah,
out this year. I
in
believe that it
March.
came out this year.
Oh, it's March.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't think it would have made my list anyway, but it didn't even occur to me to put it on my list. Yeah, it came out on my birthday this year. I read it for my birthday this year. I do remember that it flew under my radar. I found out about it when I got like I have a number of um creators that I follow on Amazon, so I'll get an email if they have a new release out. So I found out that it was coming out when I got the alert that there was a new book from Alex DeCampi. I'd somehow missed it on Final Order Cutoff or in catalogs or anything like that. But yeah, no, it was an immediate purchase and immediate read because it's Alex DeCampi, and that's what I do with Alex DeCampi.
Oh yeah.
So I suppose it's me next. I just sillily made my screen big so that I could see you guys better, but But the problem with that is I made it so I couldn't see my rundown. Not that I don't remember that my top book of the year is Jesse Lonergan's Drome from 23rd Street and
It's
First
good.
Second.
Yeah.
I love Jesse Lonergan, and this is like I went back and checked, Tyler. This was my top graphic novel of 2023 too, when it was in its unpublished.
Form.
Um,
Yeah.
he'd finished it on his Patreon, but he hadn't sold it yet, and he hadn't like done the editing that he like when he sold it. He evened out the portions, which which meant making I think one of them longer and three of them shorter.
Yeah.
So he
Because they were
combined
different.
some pages, he added some pages, he did some um so that's how I justified making it my favorite graphic novel of the year again. Um
Hey, you make
and
the rules. You get
and
to.
and 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 that made it even harder for me to put it as the number one book in front of Meat Eaters.
Oh, funny.
Because I knew that it'd been my top graphic novel of the year before.
Oh, funny.
But it's that good.
It
It's
is
that
good.
good. I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
So
All right. My graphic novel slash not graphic novel. Not a graphic novel at all. In fact, it is Bug Wars from Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar from Image. It was cool. I like
Yeah, I was interested in that one.
size stories. Like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when I was a kid was one of my
Mhm.
favorite
Same.
movies. Yeah. And just the idea of, being this tiny and experiencing our normal world, but from that height has always fascinated me. So
yes.
anyway,
All right. Now moving on, and I think Phil knows when I'm going to give him a hard time, but we're still a little bit away from it.
Just
Uh,
it's coming up. It's coming up.
it is the first example of it is coming up. Uh,
the
I
first
I
example.
might let you get away with
No, you won't.
I mean, what they're all terrible is certainly a limited series. It's a
it
miniseries.
is it is it is
It
so best limited series. Your three pick is
yeah,
They're All Terrible,
they're all
which is
terrible.
so freaking good, and
Ramon,
like a bold choice, but one I support,
yeah,
that you're doing it even though it's not done yet.
yeah. It's come. I'm excited to see the end of
There's
it.
an issue coming out,
It is.
next week.
And that's the thing is that that speaks to. I haven't read a ton of miniseries this year, but that one is
Right.
certainly memorable and worthwhile. Ramon Villalobos killing it on the art, colors by Tamara Bonvillain, and a script by some guy named Matt Kent. That's from Bad Idea. But yeah, it's been a heck of a good time.
So my number three book is Groupies from Helen Milan and Tula Lote, a comicsology. Milan, just think of a trippier, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, uh, like witchcraft infused version of Almost Famous if you took Cameron Crowe out of it,
Interesting.
and
Okay.
that's Groupies. Well,
Okay.
That
because
sounds pretty interesting. Yeah.
it's the groupies more than the kid. So imagine you've got the Band-Aids, except that they're full on groupies,
Yep.
and they're the center, but that we also have a supernatural's the word I was looking for, but we have a dark supernatural element as well. That's Groupies, and
Okay.
Tula Lote's art for it is perfect.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it?
that sounds like a serious shoot knockout
Kills
park.
it. The collected edition is on its way. Not immediately. I feel like I saw it today. Is it on final order cutoff? No, so it's on its way from Mad Cave. I forget why I saw it today. It's either coming out soon, but not next week, or it came out last week, or I don't know. But expect it soon from Mad Cave. Um, maybe they sent me uh I think I got sent in advance. That's what happened. So I could
Cool.
check my email to find out when it's coming out.
Yeah.
um, but it's so good. I loved talking to Helen Milan. I'm gonna need to talk to her again now that it's over. I'd love to manage to get Tula Lote involved in that sort of thing. So yeah,
Cool.
Tyler,
Well, I went Skinbreaker. That's another one that's not done yet, but Robert
is
Kirkman
it
and Dave. It's half.
is it
Uh,
limited? Because I
yeah,
hadn't paid enough attention. Okay,
yeah. It's right now we have half of it. And he's doing it in two chunks, and so
okay,
Skinbreaker from Robert Kirkman and David Finch from Image Comics. I believe it's going to be eight. Right now, there's four issues out, and I've heard this is half of it. So,
okay, okay.
yep,
That would definitely qualify as a limited then.
yeah.
Phil, you're number two.
My number two is The Voice Said Kill by Cy Spurrier, Vanessa Del Rey, John Starr, Hassan Atsmain El Hal from Image Comics. Um, that one is limited. It's four issues.
And I think done.
It is, yeah, yeah. I still
Right.
need to reread it all at once, but it was quite a ride.
Um, I think you're going to show some wishful thinking on this going forward. But they so far have only announced 12. And
Really?
it was yeah, no, they announced six more after they decided to go
Um,
six.
see, and here I was hoping that I hadn't quite heard that it was 12, and I was hoping it would just be open-ended.
I am crossing my fingers. I would love for it to be open ended, though at the same time, I would think that it would kill Eric Zawadzki at some point.
Yeah, that's true. They'd probably have to take
Um,
a break at a certain
so,
point.
so my top limited series, or my second limited series of the year, and this was another case where I can't believe this isn't my top limited series of the year, but I just couldn't leave out what became my top and not leave out. I couldn't even put it in the two spot. I couldn't do it. But a sort of crisis events. Dennis Camp, Eric Zawadzki,
It's good.
Image Comics. Actually, one of the reasons that I was late to this is I was reading the advance of
The newer one.
this week's
Yep.
issue, and it
Yeah,
Wow.
might it
I
might
have
be
this
the
week's
best
issue.
yet.
I
Wow.
have this week's issue on my
It
desk right
it
now.
yeah. I finished reading issue 8 right before we started recording, and it might be the best yet. And for that matter, I'm gonna say it right here. I at the beginning of 2024, I wound up accurately naming three of my top books inside of January. I'm gonna do it again now. If we do a single issue category next year, which I think we're planning to, I would be shocked if Assorted Crisis Events number 8 isn't on my list. Um, yeah, the series has been fantastic. It's weird, it's trippy, it plays with the medium. I love it so
Hmm.
much.
It's really good.
Yep.
All
Tyler?
right. So the moon is following us. Daniel Warren Johnson and Riley Rossmo from Image. You guys read this?
I have
I
not read
read the
that one
first
yet.
couple of issues and then just kind of fell off, not because I didn't like it, but because I read so many comics that sometimes I will forget to read an issue or miss an issue or whatnot, particularly among the ones that I'm not subscribed to, as much as I'll try to snag here or there or read on Hoopla or whatever. And then once I'd missed a couple of issues, it's like, okay, this is not one that I'm going to try to catch up now. It's one that I'm going to read the trade
Yeah.
sometime.
Yep.
And that sometime has not come yet.
Yeah. It's just fun. I mean, these
I,
parents,
I enjoyed the first couple issues. Yeah.
yeah, it's really fun. I like the art style a lot. I like the branding of the. I like the logo of the moon. I just like how they put it all together. And then plus the story itself is a kidnapping story, and the Cascade is this mysterious. Yeah, I won't spoil it, but it's awesome. Um, so yeah,
All right.
the moon is following us.
And this is now where we get to the anticipation and the countdown. My number one, my top limited series of the year is going to be Lazarus Fallen from Greg Rucka, Michael Lark, Santi Arcus, and Ariana Maher, Image Comics.
Sure.
And where I say it's a limited series is because they said it was going to be 20 issues. It's just a 20 issue limited series.
Actually,
Limited.
they said
Limited to
24.
24. Where's the
You said the
cutoff
last
for
20.
limited run?
I'm
When
pretty. I mean, but regardless of whether 20 or 24, I mean, two things. First, like, I think when Tyler and I first set this up, we said limited is 12 or less. If
I
it
think so.
if it's
Yeah.
deliberately going more than a year,
Hmm.
that's ongoing.
Okay. I can agree to that.
Second, um, I'm sorry, I don't agree with the idea that Lazarus X plus 66, Lazarus Risen aren't part of the ongoing Lazarus series that Lazarus Fallen is a part of.
I was
So,
just gonna suggest that. Why did you pick the Fallen, which is a chunk of the bigger thing? Because
okay,
that's a
okay,
yeah.
okay. So hear me
Okay.
out. Hear me out.
All right.
Lazarus, when it started, was an ongoing series because we didn't know how many issues it was going to be. It ran 26 issues. It ended. Lazarus X plus 66
But but
was a
but
limited
but
series
we're
because
we're
they
we're
declared, hold on, they declared it was 6 issues. That's
yeah,
a
but
limited series.
But see, this would be a better argument if I hadn't already seen your ongoing choices. So we'll finish this discussion in a few minutes.
And this is where I want to cut you off and say
This is where I
that
wanted to cut you
and
off.
say that your pick for top limited series, when we talked to the author, they said it was an ongoing.
No, she did not.
Yes, she did. Yes, she
She
did.
said this
Hmm.
is 8 issues. I'm hoping that we will continue doing more in the way that we do Pretty Deadly or the way that we do um, Bitch Planet. Now, that means that should they manage to come back and should it be clearly continuous, I mean, because like Bitch Planet, I consider an ongoing series.
Hmm. Hmm.
Pretty Deadly, I consider a trilogy of miniseries.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So we don't know what FML will be yet. My top miniseries of the year. She has recently announced that the next volume will actually be written by Fraction.
What?
Woo woo.
Right.
That's wild.
So we don't know yet what this is. What we know is it's been a fantastic limited series. Again, if it's back on my list next year or it's back on my list the year after that, I could wind up with that new information changing
My
how I think of it.
my understanding, while not explicit, was that I imagine FML number 9 will exist after FML number 8. I don't think they're gonna renumber with different, but we'll see. We will certainly see.
I mean, and I don't know either, and I can't remember if they guaranteed 8 or 9 because
I believe she said 8 was the first trade.
I'm checking right now. Yeah, 8 is the conclusion. The main event worthy conclusion is what the
I'm in denial. I clearly
the
live in a
magical
completely
promise of
different world.
youth faces down the sinister cynicism of today's world, and FML's main event worthy conclusion is the actual solicit text for the book coming out March 11th. Um, for that matter, the solicit text for the book that came out January 7th in the penultimate issue of FML.
I'm just gonna sink into the darkness.
People can't see the smirk on Phil's, and I too hope that it becomes more ongoing. But I also, because I talked to her and was listening to her and email a little bit with her assistant, because that's the best way to talk to her when you're not actually talking to her. Um, Kelly's a busy, busy, busy woman.
Mhm.
Until her kids have graduated college and live on their own, and the world is a nicer place,
Oh yeah.
I don't think we should expect anything from Kelly to be ongoing.
Well, I still consider Bitch Planet ongoing because she said that it will come back one day. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's had 2 volumes that were clearly continuous
Yeah.
and have a clear um cliffhanger.
Mhm.
It doesn't have an end. Now, we haven't gotten to 8, but I'm pretty certain 8 will provide some level of ending.
We'll see.
Because I have read 7 and it felt like a penultimate issue.
Mhm.
Now, it won't have everybody die, which means that they will still have stories to tell.
Mhm.
But yeah, Tyler, your favorite and I'm behind on this, but I need to get caught up.
So exquisite corpses, you guys.
Oh
It's
my
great.
God.
12 of the richest families in the United States get together on Halloween and they each bring an assassin with them, okay? And then they set up in some random town in the United States for the night and let these assassins out into the community to hunt each other down. And then yeah, last man standing wins, and that person who brought that assassin, that rich wealthy person, wins some kind of bragging rights, I guess. I don't remember what they're playing for, but it's really really awesome.
Yeah, I need to catch up and I'm curious. I mean, aren't they playing at least a little bit for whoever wins is like officially in charge of the world?
Probably. I got to go back and
I
read it.
I feel
I
like
read
that
an
was
issue by issue.
established early.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to
I
I'd
don't,
have to I'd have to relook at it too. But I think it's one of those it's like, okay, here are the 12 was it 12 or 13? I don't remember.
12. Yep.
Here are the 12 families and we collectively rule the world, but A, we're going to never agree on everything, and B, it's an even number, so we can't really put it to a vote. And C, like, even if we could put it to a vote, there'd just be massive backstabbing, which is also the problem with having a permanent leader. So we're going to have annual leaders decided by this event.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just insane because there's lots of casualties uh while these assassins are going after each other. Um,
Well, I mean, it felt like in the part that I read that it was pretty much just agreed that this town wouldn't exist when they were done.
yep, yep, it'll be wiped off the map.
Right. Right.
And then they pick a new town for the next year, kind of thing.
Right.
Um,
So, all right. Best ongoing series, and I've already given Phil a hard time for his top 2 here. So, good call on making your top one
Mhm.
ongoing, even though The writer did tell us how many issues it will be. It's just way more than 12.
Wait, what's that? Hold on. No. It wasn't way more than 12. But let's stay to order. I am still living in a hopeful delusion that the FML is an ongoing series and that we'll see
Well,
FML number 9 come out after FML number 8
yeah, I
wraps
mean,
up the first trade.
I'd love to see it as FML number 9, but I don't care if it's like FML with a subtitle number 1 either.
Sure, of course, of course.
Um,
I'm here for it. I'm loving
which
it.
I
It's great.
actually think is more likely.
Yeah, we'll see.
But like I'll give the I mean overall I'll give this book as much attention as we want to give it. It's just
Oh
fucking
yeah,
great.
it really
I mean,
is.
most of the reason I'm giving you a hard time is like you have at least one to me clearly ongoing series among your limited series. So why don't
That's,
you swap it with at least one of the two
I mean,
pretty clearly limited series that you
I
have
will concede.
on?
Okay, all right. You got me. You
I mean, you
got me.
don't need to do it now. I'm
It is
just giving you a
happening
hard
now.
time.
No, that's
I'm
fair.
in that mood where I'm giving people a hard time.
That's
Just let
okay.
me have it.
Well, it is
I
late.
don't mean it.
It's
I don't mean
midnight
it.
where Phil is. It's midnight where Phil's
Right.
at.
Right.
Yeah, I'm turning into a
No,
pumpkin
you
as we
can't
speak.
move stuff because you already listed the other ones. It would be weird if you'd like dumped Assorted Crisis Events
Well, I'm not.
Yeah,
That's
and said something else a
I'm still gonna
second time.
I'm still gonna talk about it. I'm
Okay.
just rearranging, you know?
yeah. Isn't
Um,
this fun, Phil?
Yeah,
my
it's lovely.
my number 3 book of the year, and it's been so good to have it back. And I actually I don't think we put it in the news. Did you hear, Phil? Michael Lark had a minor stroke.
Oh
I heard
no.
that. Yeah, I heard that.
So
Oh, holy cow.
I
it's
think
it's
physically he's okay,
it's
but
gonna be,
Oh,
yeah, no, he's going to recover,
yeah.
whatnot, but like Greg and particularly his wife are making it clear to him that like he cannot rush to get pages of the book done. It
yeah,
will wait. It is
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So we're probably going to have a little bit long. I mean, first our hearts go
Mhm.
out to
Absolutely.
Michael, his family, and the entire Lazarus family.
Good. Good to hear that
Um,
he's gonna be okay and
right.
his health and sanity and all that is first and foremost, you know.
But yeah, no, for me it was this year was weird for me because as I went through all the ongoing, and there are so many good ongoing series this year,
Mhm.
I still wound up having to make my top 3 feel like I was in a time machine
Yeah.
because Lazarus could have been one of my top ongoing books almost any time in the 20 teens.
It was good.
Um, and Lazarus Fallen is absolutely my number 3 top ongoing of the year. Tyler, this was 4. This was hard to leave off, Tyler. Have you read the new issue? This
Um,
week's
Minor
13?
Arcana is
Yeah.
on. Nope, it's on my pile.
Yeah. Oh.
Minor Arcana from Jeff Lemire is one of those series. It's his current ongoing series that
Mhm.
focuses on this kind of down and out lady, and she goes back to help her mom run her, you know, what do you call it? Like fortune teller
Right.
place. I mean, it's obviously a fraud, or her mom is a fraud, but she has real visions herself, and so
Well, which makes me go, is it obvious that her mom's a fraud?
I thought it was, but it's not now.
Right. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
yes, I mean, because certainly she even thought that her mom was a fraud.
yeah,
And there's still reason to think that her mom is a fraud, but there's definitely more reason to question now.
yeah.
Um,
Yep,
but yeah,
yeah.
no, it's like Essex County or Royal City with like
A supernaturally twist to it.
supernatural tarot
Yeah, it's
thing
readings
going
and like
on.
crystal ball
Right,
shit, and
right. Hmm.
um, it's just really
Nah, I'm
cool though because
loving it.
because because she's trying to make a life in this town, and she's trying to help her mom keep this crap shop alive. And yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So good. So good. So
Yeah, I'll have to catch up on that one.
yeah,
so
it's
so so, so Phil, you've got a new number two.
I do. So this is where the machinations unravel. My number two ongoing series was a sort of crisis events by Dennis Camp and Aaron Zawitsky and Jory Belair and Sana Smaino. But upon receiving the devastating news that it will end with issue 12, I see.
Well,
So here's the
it's
thing.
not a guarantee,
It's not, but
but
I will
but
admit defeat here.
I have only heard that they have been extended to
Eh,
12.
You've successfully reclassified the
Well, and the
series.
thing is, because it's essentially a series of one shots,
Yeah, it does fit better
um,
with the limiteds. But
I don't even know if they would want to go
ongoing. That's true.
ongoing,
Yeah,
ongoing.
yeah. And so and that's why I ultimately accepted the shift. And I mean, Lazarus Fallen is now my number two. I love it so much.
Oh yeah.
It will be in the number one spot when it finally wraps because it's I mean it's an all-time series for me. It the reason I put it in number one limited was because I wanted to give both it and my number one pick number one, but I couldn't. And
got
this
it.
is where we landed.
I know how that goes.
Okay. I hate doing this, but I'm gonna do it. Even though we're recording, I'm gonna jump in with breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Um, Washington Post is reporting that the Pentagon has readied 1,500 soldiers to possibly deploy to Minnesota.
Oh no.
Though no decisions have been announced, soldiers with the Army's 11th Airborne Division in Alaska have been placed at the ready following Trump's Insurrection Act threat,
Jeez.
according to defense officials.
Interesting.
Uh, yeah. So yeah, that was what Tyler was just saying, and damn it, Tyler, why did you have to be right?
Well, I mean, we here everybody's on the edge waiting
Oh,
for
I
it to
know.
happen because this in the state, I mean, it's yeah, it's I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. Nobody knows. I mean, I feel horrible. I mean, I'm a few hours away and I feel this nervous about it. I can't imagine what people are feeling like in the Twin Cities right now.
Well, and like my kids are grown up, so I'm torn between like, thank God it's not in my backyard, and do I need to get in the car and
Yeah.
join the
Um,
resistance?
yeah, if it came to your neighborhood, I definitely would, but I don't know if I would come all the way to Minnesota for you,
Right.
but it
But
will.
no,
I mean,
but that's what I mean
we're
is what.
this is just the testing ground, for
Yeah,
other cities, for other blue cities.
but that's kind of my point, because it's the testing ground. Like, if we really want to send the message that this is not okay, it can't just be Minnesotans fighting the fight.
Yeah, you're right.
It can't just be Minnesotans standing there and showing that they're willing to put themselves in danger to say that this is wrong.
Yeah. No, I would definitely be there. Because Sean's 20 now. I mean, he's
Right.
in college, but Raina
Yeah,
is just
no,
an
I know.
elementary
If
kid,
I had
so
a 7-year old, it would completely change my calculus.
yeah, I'm
But
like,
like
I can't
right
do that.
now, it's more, I know that it would freak the hell out of my wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. She would be a wreck. I
It
know.
would freak the hell out of my wife, and like I'm gonna put this on the record, and my mom's gonna out me to my wife, but I'm gonna put it on the record anyway. Like, and I'm not saying that it's likely that I'm going to leave tonight, but like, more that's like, should I just be gone when she wakes up?
Don't do that to her.
No, no.
That's you want to She's your partner. You need
I
to.
know.
Yeah, take her
Oh.
with. Make her go with.
Oh.
No, no. She'd have a fucking breakdown. She'd have enough
I
of a
know.
breakdown if I was there.
You're gonna have a breakdown if you
I
go.
mean, she has a hard time when I go to local things sometimes. And
Yeah, I know.
she can sometimes go to the local things with me if I pick out the right one and we put together enough of a plan, but she's much
Hey,
better at being the I'm going to make buttons, I'm going to make signs, I'm going to make t-shirts, whatever, hand them out.
yeah, you remember when we were late coming home from C2E2? She was very worried about us.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
So,
I know. Um,
anywho, let's wrap this up. I know
but yeah,
it's
yeah,
horrible.
no, it's yeah. So my number two, and it's another case of I get to read ahead because of the fact that I have a podcast and I arrange events and consult on stuff for uh, a comic shop. So the book I read before Assorted Crisis Events today was the upcoming issue of Powers 25, and it continues to just be killer. And you know, it's another one like Lazarus Fallen where it's not even the same name, Phil, but like it's a continuation of a long going series. They haven't, I don't even think they've announced specifically how many issues that they've, I mean, I think they've said how many Michael already has done, but
Sure.
that's like 8 or 10, something like that, you know.
But I also say that if they said ahead of time like only six, I feel like it could fit into
If
limited
they
just
had
as well.
said only six,
Hmm.
or
But saying,
if they had flat out said something less than 12
yeah,
with
yeah,
the implication that it wasn't going to be until another 5 or 10 anniversary that they even thought of revisiting it, then I'd probably be calling it a miniseries.
oh
But
yeah,
the way they've talked about it is we missed our baby,
and it's back. Oh yeah.
you know. Um, and this is where I'm going to give a quick plug to uh, the well, first to our friend John Suntress and the Word Balloon podcast. If you're not listening to 22 Panels, that's one of the better comics podcasts to listen to. Him and our friend David Harper of Off Panel. Got to plug the podcast hosts to come on our podcast. But Bendis has his book club on the Suntress podcast, and I'm part of that book club. Um, and Bendis may have dragged a 22 panels plug out of me in the most recent book club.
Oh,
And when he discovered that I had a podcast, may have indicated his intent to come. So,
ho ho ho! You'd be a fun guy to talk to.
Sweet.
um, well, and I mean, if we book him, I'm going to try to get Mike to come too because I want to talk to both of them about Powers.
Mhm.
We've talked to Mike already. I love Mike. I want to talk to both of them about Powers. But Mark Pratt wants to talk to him about uh, Fortune and Glory, the musical, and that would be a fascinating conversation. So, like,
Oh yeah.
this is what we want to happen. Tyler, your number two ongoing series.
It is a little series called Absolute Batman from Scott Snyder and Nick Dragata. This Absolute universe is just killing it.
It is.
Um,
I
yeah,
mean, I I laugh because I can't argue with you having it as your ongoing because it's really fucking good. And I
yes.
still think it's the third best absolute book.
Oh, you do? I'm not
I
reading a lot of
do.
them. I'm just reading Batman, so I don't know how good they are.
I mean, you gotta read Absolute Martian Manhunter.
It looks cool. I really like that art. Like there was like a 50s style cover one. It
So
looked really
good.
cool. Yeah.
And Absolute Wonder Woman has been amazing. And I'm amazed that you're not reading Absolute Flash. I'm behind on it, but it's Jeff Lemire. That's your boy.
Yep, I have them. I'm gonna read them. Collecting them, but I'm gonna read it in trade.
Okay,
So
that's fair.
I just prefer to do it that way.
That's fair.
But I am collecting the issues.
That I would expect you to. Um, yeah.
So this is where my number one series for this year is The Power Fantasy by
A-
Ken Gillen.
And this is where I say
Uh-huh.
that sometimes you can know how many issues it's going to be because I'm pretty certain he told us 36.
Well, so he said that,
And that's still way more than 12, so it's an
yeah,
ongoing series.
and that's it is ongoing, and it's not. Here's the thing: 36 would be the next like good ending. I'm hoping.
No, he said 16 would be the next good ending,
Well,
but he was pretty certain that
six.
sales numbers were enough.
Mhm.
And he said 36 was the next good ending after that, and probably actually the last good ending.
Hmm. See, I didn't get that. I again,
The
maybe I'm
impression
just.
that I got was that, like, he wasn't ruling out the possibility that if sales were there, he could come
Mhm.
up with a way to make it more than 36.
Mhm.
But like 36 was the dream pie in the sky. If we're telling our entire story, this is how long it will be.
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping for even more than that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this one could go to 100.
And by the way, like as we get to my top issue, top ongoing, and I just looked it up because I had to.
Mhm.
Um, my top ongoing series this year. You know how many issues have actually been released this year?
0?
Two.
Two,
Oh, two.
exactly
Okay.
Yep.
two.
Yep.
One in January and one in March,
Wow.
and
Yep.
and I don't care. Um, because
I just when I
I
saw your thing, I had to go. I went and checked because I'm like,
yeah,
what did this come out this year? I had to look. I'm like, is Saga
I mean,
out?
there are two things I'm going to say. The first is,
Mhm.
um, in a year where any saga comes out, I just have a hard time imagining anything knocking it out of my top ongoing series
And
spot.
listeners, that's been that way for years. I mean, Tad,
Right,
you've had Saga as
right.
eh,
Mhm.
Um, and second, well, only two issues have come out this year. We also did finally start the Saga Book Club.
And I think
So
that's worth
I
celebrating.
I have reread the first six volumes and had in-depth conversations about them, um, without knowing the ending. So it feels even more ongoing to me than it has strictly been in the year 2025. But it's
mm.
also not going away. It will
Mhm.
finish. And yes, it is limited. It will be 108 issues,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's way more than 12.
Yeah. But all right, my number one, and I kind of this was like a dark horse because I wasn't
Yeah, this
really.
was another one that went away for a while and came back.
Yeah, he was, and so when it
And it
came
came back with
back,
a new artist because it's not Scotty Young doing art anymore, is it?
no, but the Scotty Young is the bulk of the series,
Right.
uh, and then uh yeah, and it's I Hate Fairyland. So when it started coming back, I went back into the not comicsology, but global comics, and caught myself up on I Hate Fairyland, and I am hooked. It is funny as shit.
It is. It looks like it's Derek Landman on art for volume 9. I thought it was Brett Bean for a while. Yeah, Brett Bean, I think, took over right after Scotty Young,
Okay.
but it might be Landman for all of this year. No,
which there's only been a
Bean in
few issues.
January and February, and Landman took over in June.
Okay.
So this most recent arc is Landman's first.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, no, I gotta be honest. I haven't read any since Scotty's run ended, or since
Yep.
his art run ended.
Yep.
And I've been meaning to go pick them up, and I haven't. And now I'm gonna have to, because if it made your top book of the year,
It's just,
um,
yeah, it's just one of those things where it wasn't really on my radar. I mean, I've heard of the title, but then as new issues started popping up on the shelf, I'm like, what the hell?
oh,
I
so
thought
you
this was
hadn't
done.
even read it on its initial run. I didn't
Uh-uh.
realize that,
No, I read it
because
all
I
this
knew you were a
fall.
Scotty Young fan. I assumed when you were talking to that guy that wound up not being Scotty Young at C2E2,
Phil, have you heard this
that
story?
it wasn't just that you liked his covers, but that you
Hey,
you had loved I Hate Fairyland.
uh, no, Phil, have you heard this story?
I
Um,
have not. No.
at C2E2.
In
Um,
front of Chris Schweizer's booth.
yeah, at Chris Schweizer's booth, a man walked up that we thought looked like Scotty Young, and I just started talking to him as if he was Scotty Young,
Mm.
and the guy corrected me after a minute or so, but it
Well, what
was
I loved is that not only was he not Scotty Young,
yeah.
he did not know who Scotty Young was, but based on the
Wow.
conversation he'd had with Tyler, decided that he needed to find out. At which
Anyway,
point, we directed him to Scotty's booth, or Scotty's
anyway,
table rather.
I was incredibly embarrassed, obviously, but it's funny now.
It
It's
is.
pretty amusing. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny then.
I know you did. You were like your face was just
Well, because I
because
was
you
still
knew because
deciding.
you
I was still trying to figure out if Scotty was at his booth when
or
you
if this
started
was Scotty.
talking to him.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
When you
So
just started talking to him. And I think I was part of the conversation a little bit, because you started talking to him like, oh, if Tyler's certain.
I was not. I was certain, but I was wrong. It was funny though. But yeah, so no, I hate Fairyland. I was mostly a fan of Scotty's art. I like the way he does characters in the kiddish kind of reimaginings, you know. I've always really liked that style, and I've just really enjoyed it. So but no, I really enjoyed I Hate Fairyland. The story is awesome, Tad. If you don't you know what the story
Again,
is?
I love the initial volumes.
Yeah, okay.
So like, I just haven't gotten back to it. I need to.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'll make a point of that.
they pull her back into Fairyland, if you can believe
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep.
All
All
right, guys.
righty. So
That
that
is the
wraps
end.
our best of 2025.
Yeah.
So let's quickly do some three books we hope will be spectacular, and then like get some sleep or play some video games, depending on how we feel.
Are you
Um,
playing video game? I'm going to bed.
I think
Yeah.
I might play some baseball before I go to
It's
bed.
it's sleep for me too.
Yeah. Crazy, Tad.
Anyway, three books we hope will be spectacular. I'm going to start off with, there are actually three books that I know are spectacular,
Yeah. I
coming
like
out this week.
yep.
American Caper #3 from David Lapham, Dan Hauser, and Laszlo
So
is
good.
fucking great.
Yep.
Assorted Crisis Events #8 from Dennis Camp and Eric Zawinski. If you haven't heard enough about it from us already, here we go. And I think I stated a few minutes ago that, well, maybe an hour ago, #8 is so good that I would be shocked if it's not among my top 3 single issues of the year.
Really?
Uh,
Okay.
and we also just heard about Powers 25, #5, continues to kill it.
Yep.
But the ones that I hope will be great Miss Truesdale and the Rise of Man from Mike Mignola and Jesse Lonergan at Dark Horse.
That's a Hellboy universe title.
It is, and it's a Jesse Lonergan title, and you put the two of those together, and fuck, is it great.
Yes.
Save Now #0 and They're All Terrible #4.
I like how you sneak in too.
Yeah, and they still come in second rather than first, even with the two of them. Because that's how much I love Jesse Lonergan.
Save Now looks really good. I had
it's so good.
I had it on my desk earlier, and I'm like, I'm
so
gonna read
good.
this. Yep.
Yeah. Matt Quint, Juan Jose Rip, and Cano on Save Now. Matt Kent and Ramon Villalobos on They're All Terrible. It's from Bad Idea. Fantastic. And then Love and Rockets Volume 4, #17. Like this is like.
So my daughter saw the cover. It's sitting on my desk. My daughter saw the cover, and she's like, "Why isn't she wearing any pants?" Have you seen the cover?
Yeah.
She's
sitting
at the doctor office. Yeah.
she's.
So I said that to my daughter, and she's just like, "Why was they picked at the cover?"
So, what I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, great cover, and I love Love and Rockets. Period. But there is one ongoing series in history that I like more than Saga, and it's Love and Rockets. And yet, for some reason, it hasn't made, I don't think it's made any of my top series of the year lists.
Ever. No.
Because they only put out like 3 or 4 issues a year. I say, as I give Saga the top spot when they only had 2.
Yep.
Somebody's running out of excuses.
But
I don't have an explanation for why that is.
That's funny.
But anybody who hasn't experienced Love and Rockets yet needs to. It's available in many, many forms. It's on Hoopla. There is no excuse for not having subjected yourself to some Love and Rockets. Jaime and Beto Hernandez are among the greatest visual storytellers ever. And it's just a joy every time there's new material from them.
My favorite, I think it was Jaime Hernandez when we did the Halloween special of
Jaime is a fantastic voice actor as well.
Yeah, he did. Nice. He was Scary Terry. Was that his name?
Scary Gary.
No. Scary Gary.
Gary. He dropped the mic, man.
It was fun.
Totally nailed it. Nailed it.
Good times. Man, you know what's fun about this podcast now is after the few years that it's been going on, we can reminisce about people that we've talked with.
It is a little weird that like we can reminisce about previous podcasts now.
Yeah.
That they don't feel like they were yesterday. So Phil, your giant size, your all new giant size trade waiter / graphic novel pick is
I Am Their Silence by Jordi Lafebre, and Montana Kane is the translator over at Dark Horse. It's an intriguing looking book in an interesting art style, European looking.
This got delayed a little bit. I feel like I've been waiting for this for a long time.
That seems like
I'm very much looking forward to reading it.
Awesome.
Though I will also toss out that we've got Leo Rising from Archie Bongiovanni, who's also a Minneapolis native. I mentioned Art by Price at the beginning of the show, and anybody in the Minneapolis area who wanted to help out with things could go there to do so. Archie was there today. Also, I'm hearing great things about Altamont from Harikana and Charlie Adlard of Walking Dead fame. That's episode 219. Fuck, man, 219 episodes Oh,
Let's
and
see.
Phil, you get some power fantasy this week, and
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And a swerve. Right. It's a big
David,
week for me.
yeah, David Lapham's Good as Dead wraps up this week.
Mhm.
Jacob Phillips wraps up everything Dead and Dying. Um, I can't remember who's writing that for him right now. We get the penultimate issue of
Tape Brown Ball.
That's right, Tape Romball. Penultimate issue of Death to Pachuco, second issue of Briar Knight's Terror, ninth issue of Exquisite Corpses. We get new Uncle Scrooge. It's a good week.
Yeah, I saw that too. And my pile, like, should I buy this? The daycare kids love it. When I buy the Disney issues for them,
Yeah.
there's the new Lilo and Stitch or just
Mm-hmm.
Stitch, I should say. That's really
Right.
popular right now with a lot of kids.
Right.
I don't know why I'm pushing Disney comics, but
Um,
they're doing well.
I don't love Disney as a corporation.
Yeah,
Um, but their characters are great and when handled well are particularly good for kids, and both Dynamite and Fantagraphics, which are the two companies that have been putting out the most Disney stuff lately, are taking the responsibility seriously.
yeah,
They're not putting out stuff. They're not putting out crap because they know it'll sell because it's Lilo and Stitch.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
The talent level has been legit. So yeah, that's episode 219 in the books. One of these days we'll get back to like hour and a half long episodes. I think it's going to require a week where what kind of week has it been has us talking for less than half an hour.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Which I dream of. I dream of that week. I dream of the week that feels like a week rather than a year.
Yeah,
So
me too.
yeah. Yeah, as I said before, episode 219. Nate,
All
if you're
right.
listening, 6 comes before 7, and 6 times 7 is 42, and 42 is the meaning of life, and you know,
So anyway, we'll
we
catch you
will
guys after the next page.
And now, the next page, brought to you by
The Nexus Vault, your new home for comics, cards, and collectibles in Southwest Minnesota. Located at 109 East Main Street in Laverne, the Nexus Vault is where longtime fans and new readers alike can dive into comics, trading cards, toys, and all things geek culture. Whether you're chasing key issues, building a deck, or just looking for a place that gets fandom, the Nexus Vault has you covered. You can reach the shop at 507 858 8914. You can email us at the Nexus Vault Laverne. That's the Nexus Vault, LUVERNE, at gmail.com. Or you can check us out online at thenexusvault.com.
and also Modern Age Comics,
Yeah,
2214 East Algonquin Road, Algonquin, Illinois, 60102. The new shop of Psychocomicology. Come and pick up your comics, pick up your geek stuff. Just talk comics. I might be there. Who knows? Reach the store at 847-409-6295 or check out modernagereader.com. New to order this month. Initial orders are due January 22nd. New comic series.
all right, we got 51, number one, from Kurt Pyers and Jacques from Mad Cave Studios. Final order cutoff is February 16th. Comes out on March 11th.
Next up is Alias Red Band #1 from Sam Humphries, Geraldo Borges, David Mack at Marvel. Final order cutoff February 2nd. In stores March 11th.
Baby Garfield #1 from Grace Ellis, Michael Northrup, Asia Simone, Rob Justice, and Agnes Garbowski at Boom. Final order cutoff is February 9th, in stores March 18th.
Next up, Batwoman #1 from Greg Rucka, Donnie, and DC Comics. Final order cutoff will be February 16th. Expected in shops in March 11th.
Then there's Comics the Magazine #1 from Various at Rana Publisher. Final order cutoff of February 2nd, in stores March 4th.
Dead Teenagers #1 from Jude S. Doyle and Caitlin Yarsky at Oni Press. Final order cutoff is February 23rd, in stores March 18th.
Deathstroke, The Terminator #1 from Tony Fleeks, Carmine Di Giandomenico from DC comes up. Final order cutoff is February 23rd, in stores March 18th.
Disney Villains Gaston #1 from Greg Pak, Fred Van Lente, Milena Ciccarello from Dynamite Entertainment. Final order cutoff February 2nd, in stores March 4th.
Electric Chair #1, Adam Falk, Strangers. Final order cutoff is February 16th, in stores March 25th.
All right. The Exorcism at Buckingham Palace is from Kelsey Ramsey, Hannah Rose May from IDW. Final order cutoff is February 2nd, in stores March 11th.
Exploit #1 from Laura Hudson, Tim Leung, and Emiliana Pina at Mad Cave Studios. Final order cutoff February 9th, in stores March 4th.
Frankenstein, The New World, The Speed of Darkness. Mike Mignola, Christopher Golden, Thomas Sniegoski, Peter Berting at Dark Horse Comics. Final order cutoff is March 16th, and in stores on April 22nd.
Godzilla versus America, Portland. Benjamin Dewey, Colleen Coover, Mark Russell, Caitlin Yarsky from IDW. Final order cutoff is March 2nd. We can see this in shops March 11th.
Gru, The Prophecy #1 from Sergio Aragones and Mark Evanier and Carrie Strachan at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff February 23rd, in stores April 1st.
Hellboy in Love, Black Eyes, one shot from Mike Mignola, Christopher Golden, Alex Nieto, Clem Robbins at Dark Horse on final order cutoff of March 23rd, in stores April 29th.
Honor and Curse, Eternal #1 from Mark London, Jamie Infante from Mad Cave Studios. Final order cutoff March 7th, in shops March 25th. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in shops March 25th.
Bobo #1 from Scotty Young and Jorge Corona at DC Comics. Final order cutoff February 23rd, in stores March 18th.
Narco #1 from Doug Wagner and Daniel Hilliard, Image Comics. Final order cutoff is February 9th, in stores on March 4th.
Nectar #1 from Jeremy Robinson and Anna Paola Martello and Francesco Vrancini from Vault. Final order cutoff is February 2nd, in shops March 4th.
The Other Half #1 from Jim McCann, Joe Eisma, Peter Pantazis, and World Design at Ignition Press. Final order cutoff February 2nd, in stores March 11th.
Pickup, one shot from Michael Coast and Philip Cunha, Ace and ACO at AWA Studios. Final order cutoff is February 16th, in stores March 18th.
Quiet Place, Storm Warning from Ryan Kelly and Phil Hester. Out from IDW. Final order cutoff is March 2nd, and in shops March 11th.
Rafael Garcia, Henchman #1 from Peter Moretta, David Schrader, Ben Herrera, Titan Comics. Final order cutoff February 23rd, in stores March 18th.
Super Creep Show #1 from Kieran Gillen, Ryan North, Rossi Gifford, Derek Charm at Image Comics. Final order cutoff is February 23rd, in stores March 18th.
Tigress Island from Patrick Kindlon, EPHK, out from Image Comics. Final order cutoffs February 16th and in shops March 11th.
All right, some graphic novels new to order. Take it away, Tyler.
Right. All of Apollonia from Patty C. Prevo, Morel Ortega from Abrams. Final order cutoff of February 9th, in shops March 25th.
All the cameras in my room from Michael DeForge at Drawn and Quarterly. Final order cutoff February 9th, in stores April 8th.
Amy Winehouse in comics from Tony Lorenco and Elsa Gambin and various artists at MBM Graphic Novels. Final order cutoff is January 26th, in stores on March 25th.
Beat Everyone Up from Land Pits, Joe Hunter, Mad Cave Studios. Final order cutoff February 23rd, will be in shops March 18.
Bitchy, The Exasperating Existence of Midge McCracken from Roberta Gregory at Fantagraphics. February, final order cutoff February 2nd, in stores March 4th.
The Book of Murmurs from Candace Perwin at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff is February 2nd, in stores March 18th.
The Council of Frogs by Matt Emmons and Strangers. Final order cutoff February 16th, will be in shops March 25th.
The Court Charade from Flore Vesco Carrascoet at Abrams. Final order cutoff February 9th, in stores March 25th.
Creased Comics from Brad Neely at New York Review Comics. Final order cutoff is February 16th, in stores March 31st.
Clyde by Jim Benton and out by Paper Cuts. Final order cutoff is February 23rd and in shops March 18th.
DC Superhero Girls High School Reunion from Shay Fontana, Yancey Labat at DC Comics. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores June 2nd.
Emmy Arbol by Barbara Yellen at Abrams. Final order cutoff is January 26th, in stores March 4th.
Fungi from Wolchuk Wazik. Tomas Lou Lesniak from Fantagraphics. Underground. Final order cutoff March 9th. In shops March 25th.
He rolled me up like a grilled squid. Yoshiharu Suge, Drawn and Quarterly. Final order cutoff February 2nd, in stores April 1st.
Hide and Seek, Naano Yoshiko from Uncivilized Book. Final order cutoff is February 23rd, in stores March 25th.
Human Nature by Darren Aronofsky, Ari Handel, Jeff Welch, Martin Morazzo from Abrams. Final order cutoff is February 9th, will be in shops March 25th.
I witnessed the Great Train Robbery of 1963. Andrea Debnick, Crystal Jamie at HarperCollins. Final order cutoff February 16th, in stores March 18th.
Last Call to Leave Earth, Cassio Ribeiro. Mad Cave Studios. Final order cutoff is March 2nd, in stores March 25th.
The Lights of Niterói from Marcelo Quintanilla, Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff is February 16 and in shops March 25th. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I read the wrong line. Let me start over. Final order cutoff February 16th. In shops April 1st.
The Lionhearts, Mike Lawrence at Abrams. Final order cutoff January 26th, in stores March 4th.
Live Memoriam, Miki Makusa and Ben Burgay at Oni Press. Final order cutoff March 2nd, in stores March 25th.
Mom's Cancer by Brian Feast from Abrams. Final order cutoff will be January 26th and in shops March 4th.
The Outsider by Joseph Esposito at Fantagraphics Underground, final order cutoff February 9th, in stores March 25th.
Rabagoo Race by Garesh at Uncivilized Books. Final order cutoff is February 23rd, in stores on March 25th.
The Shadower from Maria Peter Hoey from Top Shelf and IDW. Final order cutoff will be February 16th and in shops March 24th.
Shin Zero, Matthew Bablet and Guilherme Singelin at Oni Press. Final order cutoff February 9th, in stores March 4th.
Songbird in the Light, Billy Porter, Chris Clarkson, Charlie Palmer at Abrams Books. Final order cutoff February 2nd, in stores March 18th.
Space Relic Hunters by Ludovic Grun de Bois from Oni Press. Final order cutoff will be February 23rd, in shops March 18th.
Speak of the Devil by Sweeney Boone, HarperCollins. Final order cutoff February 9th, in stores March 4th.
Spider-Man Cosmic Chaos from Mike Myhack at Abrams. Final order cutoff is January 26th, in stores March 11th.
Through David Dasmalchian and Cat Staggs from Z2. Final order cutoff will be February 9th and in shops March 11th.
The Undertaker, Xavier Dorison, Ralph Baer, Abrams. Final order cutoff February 9th, in stores March 25th.
And finally, some collections new to order. Take it away, Tyler.
All right. The Adventures of Lumen N, Volume 1 from James Robinson and Phil Hester and Mark Deering. From Dark Horse, final order cutoff February 2nd. In shops, not till May 5th.
Big Rig, Adrian Wassel, House Malone, Nathan Gooden, Vault Comics. Final order cutoff February 9th, in stores April 8th.
DC Pride, The Heart Wants. From various artists and writers, DC Comics final order cutoff is March 2nd, in stores May 26th.
Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn, Jimmy Palmiotti, Patrick Reynolds, Chad Harden, Louis NCT, Ulysses Areola from Image Comics. Final order cutoff February 9th, in shops March 18th.
Death to Pachuco, Henry Barajas, Rachel Merrill, Lee Luridge, Image Comics. Final order cutoff February 9th, in stores March 18th.
Devil on My Shoulder from Kyle Starks, Peter Kowalski at Dark Horse Comics. Final order cutoff is February 23rd, in stores on July 14th.
The End League Complete Collection from Rick Remender, Matt Broom, Eric Canete, Andy McDonald from Image Comics. Final order cutoff will be February 2nd, in shops March 11th.
The Ends, David and Maria Lapham, Bad Idea. Final order cutoff February 9th, in stores March 11th.
Escape from Rick Remender and somebody else.
Daniel Acuna.
Daniel Acuna at Image Comics. Final order cutoff February 2nd, and in stores March 11th.
Flow, Paula Stevenbergen, Claudia Balboni from Mad Cave Studios. Final order cutoff will be February 16th. Will be in shops March 11th.
Good as Dead from David and Maria Lapham. This time with D. Cuniff, Image Comics. Final order cutoff January 26th, in stores June 10th.
It Killed Everyone But Me from Ryan Parrott and Letitia Cadenici at Mad Cave Studios. Final order cutoff is February 16th, in stores March 11th.
The Last Voyage of Sinbad by Richard Corbin, Jan Strand from Dark Horse. Final order cutoff February 23rd. Be in shops May 26th.
Look Into My Eyes by Rubin, Mad Cave Studios. Final order cutoff February 16th, in stores March 11th.
News from the Fallout by Chris Condon and Jeffrey Allen Love from Image Comics. Final order cutoff is January 26th, in stores March 4th.
Hola from John Lees and Sally Cantorino from Mad Cave Studios. Final order cutoff is February 9th. This will be in shops March 4th.
Tom the Dancing Bug, Volume 1, Secret Origins. Ruben Bowling, Clover Press. Final order cutoff February 2nd, in stores April 15th.
The Voice Said Kill. Cy Spurrier, Vanessa Del Rey. Image Comics. Final order cutoff February 16th, in stores March 25th.
The Woods, Book 1, James Tiny in the fourth. Michael Dial. How do you say that?
Diolinus.
Diolinus from Boom, our Boom Box. Final order cutoff February 2nd, in shops May 25th. No, excuse me, May 5th.
And
I keep jumping lines. I can't see.
You know, I mean, you're an old man. Says the oldest one here. That has been The Next Page, brought to you by the Nexus Vault, Laverne, Minnesota, and Modern Age Comics in Algonquin, Illinois.